You're now listening to the smooth sounds of Pokemon After Dark.
All right.
I'm just messing with you. Well, welcome to Trainers Talk. I'm Rico, and you are?
I'm Avery. Nice to meet you, Rico.
Likewise. So, where's home base for you, Avery?
Home base is over in California, San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay, so not too bad of a commute here. I'm from Florida, so it took me a little longer to get here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did you
Across
get
the
a
country.
chance to head through the museum and take a look at all the great older consoles and the swag they got for attending, and even the decks they used to become champions?
Yeah, it was incredible to just walk in and immediately see those dates, the timeline that's up there, because I was like, this is what I was looking for, because I didn't really know about Worlds prior. This is my first Worlds. And so seeing them, like, wow, this has been going on since I was a child. I know TCG has been around for a long time, but seeing it year after year where it's been, and then now I'm just like, cool, I'm glad I get to participate in this. And then looking around at, like what you're saying, all the memorabilia, all the nostalgia, what really hit me after viewing at how each state kind of did Worlds, their design, was the game consoles. Just staring at all of it being presented in each game, handheld console representing each version of Pokemon. That was just super nostalgic for me to like walk through all of them. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to see the theater, see the clips of all the 20 plus years of world championships and Pokemon tournaments?
I haven't yet, but I know some of the footage that I've been seeing around on the screen's been really cool to see how this takes place all over the world. And I would love to see how it looks.
Well, I'd like to know, from your standpoint, your world championships, Pokemon tournament experience, what's the one story you have that you'd like to share with everybody and become part of the shared history of Pokemon?
It's a little bit of, I hope, is 2 okay? Like,
Go for it.
yeah, so the first
The
thing
floor is yours.
yesterday, we were coming back down from our Pokemon Center time slot, and the elevator opens, and we go inside, and I kind of bumped the elevator side because I was like, I think that's Masada-san. And I was like, I didn't want to be in his space. And we're going down the elevator, and my cousin and her husband is in the elevator. I'm like, writing in a text message because I don't want to make it obvious. And I was like, to your left, like, look to your left. And then he gets out of the elevator, turns around, and he's like, hi. And then like we all exit the elevator, and we're all just nervous, and we're like, we need to ask him for a photo or something. And I used like my rudimentary Japanese from college to just ask like, excuse me, like, can I take a photo with you? And then he understood me. He's like, oh yes. And then taking a photo, he's like, wait, let's turn around because we're facing the elevators. Has us face the back main hall, first floor, and then we took not a selfie, but we took a photo together. And that
And
was
Ussy.
it was incredible to meet him, and that was just very happenstance because I think he was coming from the autograph thing, heading to it. I'm not really sure, but I was on my way out. The other story, I guess, personal experience-wise, because that was just it just happened, was I got the chance to do some of the side events here, and I joined the Pokemon Unite solo queue bracket. I play Pokemon Unite on my own time on Nintendo Switch, and I have a lot of fun with it. I started with it like season 1 back when it came out. I've always looked forward to it because I played League of Legends, and I was like, oh, this is the Pokemon kind of League of Legends mobile game kind of thing. And the team that I was with, we were into our bracket. We went 3-0. We were undefeated. So very much shout out to my team, Team Glaceon. It was incredible. They were awesome, and we had a lot of great synergy together. So I was hoping we were going to go one more round. But I think time-wise, they're like, yeah, we're going to pause everybody here, and then we're going to award our winners. So I'm not sure how many there were, but I want to say there were 4 finalists. I kind of was curious to see who would come out on top, but yeah, it was really cool to experience that at my first Worlds.
That is phenomenal. So some people have said the opening ceremonies. Others have talked about the TCG artistry. Some others have also talked about the drone show. What has been the coolest thing you've seen since you've been here at the World Championships?
Coolest thing I think I've seen, is related to the opening ceremony. Like, as soon as I walked in, I was not expecting it to just look the whole hall, to look the way that it was. I've heard, like you were kind of saying, that Worlds has looked different, and I think it's gotten bigger and bigger, especially now that there's more events that are happening. But honestly, this entire event, when I see things like everything that's around us, I feel like I'm in the Disneyland of Pokemon. Like, the energy, the visuals, the community, and everything. I'm like, even like when we're not inside of the convention center, over at like the Hilton Village and everywhere else, I felt the energy. I was like, wow, I never felt something that's not Disneyland. And it was beautiful. It was like I felt very at home. It was awesome. Yeah.
Now, when people talk about Pokemon, the first thing they speak about is the community and how inclusive and helpful, and how people, through their love of Pokemon, have met others that they've become lifelong friends. Can you talk to me a little bit about your thoughts of the community?
Yeah, I know the Pokemon community. I mean, it's global, it's international, but it really brings people together. I'm a former high school English teacher, and I really connected with a lot of my students because of Pokemon. And what's fascinating is that because we're generations apart, they might have grown up on the fourth, fifth, sixth generation of Pokemon when they were kids, and then they're always just like, generation one is it's trash, and I'm just like, well, I grew up on that, and like wait, you play Pokemon too, and it's just really cool to connect with them, and it builds community. It kind of opens that first door for people to socialize with one another and connect. And coming out here, it also really applied because I met some folks from Japan, I met some folks from like Texas and all over the country and all over the world. I got to play in a build-in battle, I think it was, with TCG, and just meeting other players who play, like in Canada or whatever, and we could connect because of Pokemon. And so I don't think you're really going to get that anywhere else in the world, and it's really powerful that Pokemon has been able to do that for everybody.
All right, I have an additional question to ask you just because of something you mentioned, you being a former high school English teacher, but we'll save that for the end. Since you've been here for the World Championships, what's the best meal you've had?
Best meal I've had? At World specifically?
Yes.
Best meal I've had at Worlds. Actually, upstairs earlier, I had some butter chicken. It was delicious. I wasn't expecting, because when you look at kind of concession food, you're kind of just like, oh yeah, it's just lunch for the day. And also I was headed over to my Unite tournament thing, so I got to eat this quick. But as I was scarfing it down, I was like, I want to savor this. It was really good. And it was like, oftentimes like chicken can be hit or miss if it's dry, but butter chicken usually isn't, and it wasn't, and it was incredible, and I just wish I had time to savor it and not rush over to my side event tournament.
All right, and I need you to come in here for a second because I'd like you to answer this question, and then we're going to go to him as the authority on the subject.
Okay.
The word scent, SCENT, which letter is silent, the S or the C?
He's the English teacher.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm curious to hear your answer, and then we're going to go to him for the correct answer.
C.
Why?
Because when you open the word, you get that S kind of like a slithering sound, like
What does CENT spell?
scent.
What does SENT spell?
Scent. The best part about this is literally the video we were watching about English language being horrible at that.
Yes. So now we turn it to you. Do you know the correct answer? Aren't you? Drum roll, aren't you waiting to find out?
I am on tentacles.
I am on pins and needles. What is the correct answer?
It's the C is silent.
Why? So I can tell people. I'm not.
Oh.
I just want to be able to tell people the C is silent because when they tell me,
I wish I knew the exact answer, but I know grammatically, like with silent letters, usually the second one is typically the silent. I'm trying to think of another example with other words that are like that, but I should know this because I have a degree in this. But it's silent because it is.
and on that note, thank you so much for taking the time to come on Trainers Talk. And as I tell everybody, you got to catch them all.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Likewise. That was great because it is.